Tonight on the Night Team. We're in Miami, where in less than 24 hours, the Indiana Hoosiers will play on college football's biggest stage.
And I'm so proud to be a Hoosier.
Plus, a firefighter is recovering tonight in the hospital after fighting a large house fire in southern Indiana. And later, a recent U of L graduate shot in the neck in a drive-by shooting.
He's just so dedicated and driven.
His friends and family sticking by his side as he continues to fight for his life. Right now on the WHAS11 Night Team. First here tonight, a Highlander firefighter is recovering after falling through a floor during a fire in Georgetown, Indiana. Thanks for joining us here on the Night Team. I'm Alex Dieterer. Highlander Fire Protection was called to the house fire around 4 this afternoon. The fire department says firefighters struggled to put out the fire in the cold temperatures and had to call additional departments in for help. One of the residents of the house was sent to the hospital for injuries. A firefighter was also injured after he fell through the second floor during the fire and was also transported to the hospital with minor injuries. According to the fire department, the second floor of the home was destroyed by the fire. Also new tonight, a man suffered injuries after a shooting on Lexington Road. That's according to LMPD. Officers showed up to the scene around 6:40 this evening and found a man who was suffering from a gunshot wound. His injuries are not deadly and he is recovering in the hospital. There are no known suspects and this investigation is still ongoing. Well, here's a look at the metro on this cold Sunday night. We are now joined by meteorologist Austin Evans. And Austin, it's been a windy and cold few days, and it seems like that's sticking around for at least one more day.
Yeah, well, let's just go ahead and say 2 because it's still going to be real cold on Tuesday. Hopefully it won't be as windy, but it probably will be. And this pattern is just going to continue over the next few days. Now, what's new on the way, Wednesday, a minor weather impact will hit Kentuckiana. Might see some flurries here and there, but nothing real major. What we're really going to see is that drop in temperature once again going into Thursday after warming up to near average on Wednesday. Temperatures haven't moved since you and I talked earlier, and Kentuckiana in general in the mid to upper 20s. And we will eventually cool down into the mid to upper teens for overnight lows. And it looks like we got a burst of snow or two trying to move through the northern zones of Kentuckiana. That's not all that surprising. Likely moisture coming off the Great Lakes or just getting picked up somewhere and moving in. Now, we're going to get to Sarandon in Miami in just a moment, but taking a look at the forecast for tomorrow's championship game. Kickoff time at 7:30, 63 degrees, partly cloudy. Won't be that bad. Alex?
And speaking of Miami, for the first time ever, the Indiana University football team is less than a day away from playing for a national championship title. They're taking on the Miami Hurricanes tomorrow at Hard Rock Stadium for the College Football Playoff National Championship. Right now, thousands are traveling to see if Indiana can maintain their undefeated season and bring the hardware back home. Sarandon Raboyne and senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton are down in Miami right now ahead of the game.
Obviously, there's a home field advantage for Miami playing in their own city, but two key Hoosiers grew up here in the 305, and it's going to make the national championship an even bigger stage for them.
It was great to hear, Hispanic music coming off the plane, and it was a great feeling. I said to me, kind of the Miami weather and the humidity slap you in the face. It was a great reminder of home.
The chances of making a national championship are slim, but playing in one in your hometown are even slimmer.
All kids dream of who play football. Just to be back in this position in our hometown with this great of an opportunity is definitely a blessing, something you don't see often. I would say we're ready to take full advantage of it.
I'm really looking forward to playing in Miami, especially a lot of family and people who've helped pour into myself to get myself to this point in my journey.
Now they're making new memories in a place that's so familiar.
Just to play in a stadium, I drove past every day going to school. I would say is just to play in a stadium. Also, I watched Dolphins game and as a kid, I would say it's definitely a full circle moment for me.
And they'll even have familiar faces across the line of scrimmage.
There's so many players at the University of Miami that I know that I played with at the Christopher Columbus High School, and also coaches that I know through that tree. And so you're always like deep down, essentially like rooting for them because you know them personally. And now that we've both overcame those challenges, those tough challenges to get to the national championship, we want to win, they want to win. As much as I love them, I'm going to do everything possible to make sure the Hoosiers leave victorious on Monday.
D'Angelo Pons and Fernando Mendoza might be converting Miami fans to put on the crimson and cream on Monday, and they are coming off being named the Peach Bowl MVPs. But interestingly enough, neither of them were highly ranked coming out of high school. And coming up in sports, I'm going to talk about how this Indiana Hoosiers championship run was built with no 5-star recruits.
Thank you, Saran, and we'll hear more from her later on in sports. The kickoff for the national title game is tomorrow night at 7:30 in Miami. Sports Director Ken Spencer will have a full preview ahead of that game, and make sure to download the WHAS11 Plus app. We will be streaming the post-game show on WHAS11 Plus, available on your smart TVs for free. A recent U of L graduate has gone through surgery after being shot last Sunday at a gas station on South 7th Street. WHAS 11 Night Team's Clarice Shaley heard from friends of the aspiring sports broadcaster who was about to take a job in Iowa.
Commitment is something that I would attribute to Tyler.
Everything can change in an instant, and it did for Tyler Bright.
He came in a full suit, and he walked in, and I was like, man, for a student, this must be someone who's taking this very seriously.
Bobby Blankenship hired the U of L student for his internship, helping give him experience for his dream of being a sports broadcaster. In pursuit of that dream, he made close friends, like Nick Zanetti.
And that's why it made it so hard to read when I found out that it happened, because...
But this recent change for Bright,
like it happens to someone like that, and...
is difficult.
It's just unfair.
A week ago, his friends heard he'd been shot at the Duramark gas station on South 7th Street. Police say they found a man who'd been shot in a vehicle. Family says it was Bright, who'd been shot in the neck. LMPD believes he was shot from a fleeing vehicle.
Said it's not something that seemed real.
And it was scary.
The 22-year-old recently graduated from U of L in May last year, and was weeks away from starting a job in his career in Iowa.
Your mind starts to spiral again of, is he going to be okay? Is he going to be himself again? Kind of the person that we've all come to know and love.
Bright moved to Louisville from Michigan to follow his dream and has worked games for U of L Athletics, Bellarmine, and Jeffersonville.
And just to seeing the community kind of come together and support Tyler and his family has been, it gets me emotional. It's...
All of them want to see him.
Sorry.
But haven't been able to. His friends say his family has been in the hospital with him, where he's been since the shooting.
No matter what it looks like afterwards, Tyler Bright will find a way to call again. You know what I mean?
It's Bright's spirit that's driving the hope of the people who love him that he will recover soon. Clarice Shaley, WHAS 11 Night Team, on your side.
The shooting is currently being investigated. Bright's family has set up a fundraiser to help with his medical costs. And if you're wanting to know more about Tyler and his condition, the best way to stay up to date with his story is through checking our website at WHAS11.com. You can get instant updates on his story and others around Kentuckiana. Just download our free WHAS11 Plus app for your smartphone.